From hit-and-run gigs to big sell-out stadium shows all across Europe, Oasis have become the success story of the 90s. But how did they get here? MTV News has followed the group every step of the way on their quest to become the biggest band in the world. Now, MTV News brings you the definitive story. Five working-class lads from England, fronted by two brothers, Noel and Liam Gallagher. Oasis released their debut single, Supersonic, in April 1994 and began their assault on the world of rock and roll.
It's about playing music, because there's no music about, if not for the people, for me, you know what I mean, or for us, for ourselves. So that's what we joined the band for, because there's no music about, we thought, you know, there's all these snide bands about here making it, you know what I mean, well, let's make our own music for us. And now we've got hundreds of songs that nobody has ever listened to or heard, but we hear them and we can play them and go, yeah, it's going to be top. You need to be yourself. You can't be no one else. As for young bands today, we're the only young band today about writing songs that are going to live forever.
Soon being hailed by the media as something very special, Live Forever becomes the group's first single to reach the top 10 in the UK.
We're getting wrote about because we're worth writing about, and the songs we're writing are good, and that is it.
Definitely Maybe, the band's debut album, is released. Within a week, it has become the fastest-selling debut album in British history, selling 150,000 copies in 3 days.
It's just music, it's just rock and roll. It's all the best bits of all the best bands that everyone loves, sort of all in one band. I think if anybody can ever sort of put a label on us, I think we're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, they're obviously doing something right. They draw their influences from a diverse bunch, ranging from T-Rex to the Sex Pistols. But as far as Oasis are concerned, the Beatles were the best ever. And that's what they are aiming for too.
Well, the bottom line about the Beatles for me is it's like this, right? If you look at the 100 greatest songs ever written, the Beatles have written at least 60 of them.
If you're in a band, I reckon, you're into a certain kind of music, Beatles are top of the tree. And if you can get sort of like wherever, maybe you won't get there, but you've got to aim for it, haven't you? Or you just end up being whatever.
It's better than wanting to be the Velvet Underground, you know what I mean?
Or wanting to be whoever.
The Doors.
The Doors, yeah.
Coming from Manchester, Oasis are quick to play down the obvious associations with the city's scene, which gave us the Smiths, New Order, and more recently the Stone Roses and Happy Mondays.
It's definitely got something in the air, you know what I mean, that breeds good bands, do you know what I mean, and that is it. But all that stuff that went on 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was, didn't mean anything to me. The only band that meant Stone Roses meant, that was it. They were just another band, they were just the next band from the Smiths. Maybe I just wanna fly, wanna live but don't wanna die. Maybe I just wanna breathe.
Claiming to be the best band in the world, you can't deny that at least here is one band that truly believes in itself. And while you don't have to agree with them, that doesn't matter. They want to live forever, in songs which will be respected and loved and played by future generations of music lovers.
And we're just going to turn into the Beatles by the time the second album comes out, no problem.
Yeah.
All big tashes on that.
Hopefully we won't turn into Paul McCartney then.
A band full of 5 lemons.
Some Might Say gives the group their first ever UK #1 single. But trouble is soon to follow as guitarist Noel unleashes an attack on rival British band Blur. Oasis's second album, What's the Story Morning Glory, is released. It was recorded in just 15 days.
Because of the success of Definitely Maybe, we could have gone around the world probably touring that for about another 2 years and got away with it, but I mean, the way we are, we just like to keep moving fast, and that album was, to us now it's about 4 years old, to everyone else it's like a year old, so we just had to get out and do something new just to keep us interested in it, really. It took 15 days of recording and about the same time mixing, so no longer than a month really. It's quite quick.
The album completed, the next step was choosing the title.
A kid said to us on the phone in America, I think it's a greeting that American kids use on the phone to each other. Oh, she just said, what's the story, Morning Glory? And I said, I'll tell you in a minute when I go and get a pen. So I wrote it down, that was that. And you're not getting any money out of it either.
When it comes to the songs, Noel feels his brother Liam is doing a good job as the band's vocalist.
Someone was saying, is it difficult for me to have somebody trying to express my songs? I think it must be more difficult for him, knowing that his big brother's stood behind the control room and he's got to express my songs. I think it's more difficult for him than it is for me. But no, he does a great job.
The pressures of a rock and roll lifestyle can sometimes get to a band, but Noel is enjoying every moment that he can.
I was on the dole 3 years ago, right? I've had, I don't even know how many singles I've had, man. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. You know, I've been all around the world. It's like, pressure from what? I wouldn't swap it for anything else in the world, really. Well, maybe centre forward for Man City, but that's about it. Europe and America is by going out and gigging. You know, we've just been there, and every time we've had records out, we've been actually in the places, and we've been and gone and done gigs. We didn't go to America and do like one gig in LA and one gig in New York and then get off home again and then start bemoaning the fact that nobody bought the records and start blaming it on something else, something bizarre. No, we got there and we probably spent more time touring there than we have here.
Biggest indoor gig in Europe ever. It's a piece of cake.
Put that on MTV. Yeah!
The Earls Court usually has seats in, you see, and the capacity is only about 13 or 14,000. We got a licence to take all the seats out.
I thought when I saw everybody here, sort of the kind of crowd that was here, I thought it was going to be a bit more intimidating, but everyone's really friendly, so it should be good.
Over 20,000 people have come to see Oasis perform live in London tonight, which means 30,000 pints of beer.
Well, I drink 10 pints of lager myself, like.
Countless cups of Coke and loads of hot dogs.
Well, before I go on stage, sometimes I get quite bloody nervous. I don't know. I sort of get tired and start yawning, and then the time starts ticking really, really slowly. And then before you know it, you're walking off. No, I've never had stage fright. We always have our manager behind us with a big cattle prod like, get on there. The crowd won't buy no bloody t-shirts on the way out if you don't do the gig.
Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova.
Just bought an Oasis football shirt.
Backbeat, the word was on the street that the fire in your heart went out. And I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
But how much does an Oasis fan pay out to see the band live?
£20 including ticket, and I'm willing to spend a lot more as well.
£45. Altogether it'll be about £50–60 by the end of the night. but that's not too much, I suppose.
And after all the money's been spent, what's the fans' verdict on the gig?
That was the best concert I've ever been to in my life.
Best band in the world, mate.
Liam, it's a sex golf.
No, I love your eyebrows, they're sexy. Keep it up, Oasis, alright?
Success.
Confidence.
Arrogance.
I'm gonna do the other bit. And of course, rock and roll swagger. Stay tuned for more Oasis in part 2.
Slip inside.
One thing that sets Oasis apart from other bands is their willingness to tour. And as long as they continue to reap the rewards and keep the fans happy, then that's fine with them.
We try to play our music to everyone, and if that means getting really, really big, then I'm mad for it. Beatles were big. Beatles were the biggest band ever, and that's what if you join a band, man, you know what I mean. I didn't want to go halfway or a quarter. I want to go full on. The way I go on that stage is look right. There's a crowd there, and it's simple. I want to blow their heads. I've had a little boogie and that, but I don't dance. You know what I mean? I won't go on stage and dance. I just look at total dick. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that anyway.
I heard Michael's going to give me a slap right in the face, so come on.
Has-beens shouldn't present awards to Gunnabees.
I put so much time and effort into the band, in the musical side of things, and then all that gets written is about certain other people smashing hotel rooms up and stuff.
That's the way it is in England, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Certain people from the press can have your hand up their arse and you still can't tell them to get it out.
Oasis head out on a massive European tour following the success of Don't Look Back in Anger, the full single from the multi-platinum selling album What's the Story? Morning Glory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Oasis from England.
So how different is it touring now to when you were touring Definitely Maybe?
We're doing different songs. We're doing songs we wrote. We're doing Definitely Maybe. We're playing Champagne Supernova. That's how different it is.
But more people, more money too.
No, I don't know about that.
No, I don't know. More people, yeah. Yeah, more people, bigger venues. Oh, just run it.
I'm badly knackered. Got little gadgets like this, you see. Right, enough of that. That's right. All right. Say this now. Let's get down with it.
As the tour goes on and you sell more and more records and more people come to your gigs, do you find you need to be more disciplined than you used to be?
No.
No?
I don't know. I don't mean discipline.
Well, that's what I figured, but there's more responsibility riding on
there isn't. We need responsibility. We still muck around.
Yeah?
You've got to be disciplined as we ever have been. We've always been a disciplined band, even before we got signed, you know what I mean? We were disciplined in the sense that
we go on, do sound check, get the sound right, do that, go on, do the gig, go on time. We're mad for it. Because we're up for it, and it's not just the kids who are up for it. We all do it, but we still have a laugh.
Isn't there a point at which touring so much is going to affect your ability to write songs and carry on with it?
I actually said the very same question to my manager in the record company the other day, and they sort of laughed and went, "Ha, you'll be all right, because you're an old Gallagher, you see. You can do it standing on your head, can't you?" And I was going, well, yeah, whatever.
Some might say the sunshine follows sunset. Go and tell it to the man who cannot shine.
Lynn was saying you've written some new songs already.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of him. And what would he know?
Yeah, I think he was watching from the sidelines.
Oh, right, was that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't tell you that he'd written some new songs, which is usually his opening line. But, oh yeah, I've written a couple.
Somebody say we will find a brighter day.
Who is the greatest rock and roll band of all time?
The Beatles.
Who's the second greatest?
Oasis.
But by now you should somehow realize what you got to do.
The group returned to England for 2 sold-out shows in their hometown of Manchester and played to 70,000 fans.
A backbeat, the word was on the street that the fire in your heart went out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt.
After their triumphant hometown gigs, Oasis announced their biggest concerts yet. 2 huge outdoor dates at Loch Lomond in Scotland. It sold out in less than an hour and fans came from all over Europe. So, do you feel like man of the moment at the moment?
I feel like band at the moment, not man at the moment. Not really. Liam's man at the moment, isn't he? Because he's getting married or something.
So, did you really find out about his forthcoming marriage to Patsy through the press, or the?
I'd heard a rumour. I got asked the question by some journalist in the street. What did I think about Liam and Patsy? And I said I thought they were a boy and a girl. And then when I got to up to Birmingham where we were rehearsing, he told me he got engaged. Which that was cool actually, because if he'd told me before he got engaged, I would have had to buy him a present, so I didn't have to now, and he's not getting one either. But then.
I've got to do some work here.
Right, I'm waiting.
All right, okay.
He's going to have to grow up sooner or later. The law of averages says that he can't go on being a knob for the rest of his life. But you never know with the young lad, do you know what I mean? He's a law unto himself.
Oasis are the best band in the world!
What's it like having thousands and thousands and thousands of people singing Wonderwall right back at you? What's that feel like?
That's the whole reason of being the whole reason why I decided to be a songwriter and to write songs is so you know, for them to be enjoyed by as many people as possible. I'd like to be nearer to the crowd. I'd like to be nearer to the rest of the band because we're all sort of spread out over this 200-foot stage or something. And I suppose the fans would like to be nearer to you, but it's when you get this big and this successful, that's just the way it goes.
Wonderwall at Earl's Court. Do you remember anything about that, Liam? Do you remember it?
What?
Earl's Court.
No, I don't remember nothing about it, no. I'm not meant to remember anything about it.
There are many songs that I would like to sing for you that I don't know how.
So, does Liam still wish he was you? So I've been going through all your old press in the last couple of days.
Not anymore, he doesn't know. He's got his lovely wife to be, hasn't he? So I don't know.
And what's about the engagement ring? Tell us about the engagement ring.
It's big and it's mine.
All right. Why do you like Oasis?
Why do I like them?
Yeah.
Well, apart from having the best rock and roll singer in the world, the best songwriter in the world, and you know, just being the best band in the world, is that not enough?
As soon as we started off, before we had a single, we were like, we're going to be the biggest thing on the planet. You watch. And there's a few people like going with all mouth, but you know, that's what we believed in. Yeah, we're going to get bigger.
Is it funny walking around Loch Lomond and seeing enormous pictures of yourself everywhere?
Yeah.
Out of focus one.
Yeah. All right. Give myself a kick.
Introduce yourselves then.
I'm Kevin, I'm head of security for Oasis. And I'm Terry, I'm his understudy.
What does doing security for Oasis involve?
Basically organising the security event, making sure everything's taken care of for them, getting them up for sound check, keeping them fit in the gym.
We've all been working out, we've all got personal trainers.
Is that not sexy or what?
That's my personal trainer, by the way. We've all been going to Elf Farms drinking carrot juice and lifting weights, as you can see. I mean, check them out.
And what about never ever doing any solo work?
I'm not. I enjoy being. This is another thing I'd like to put the rest in. We're not going to split up at any point. Before. I mean, we intend to see out to do 6 albums, which is what we signed up to do, and then we'll see what happens from there. We're not splitting up. The band's in the best shape it's ever been. We're all getting on really well. I don't particularly want to go solo and stick a lot of session musicians behind me when I've got Bonehead, Griggs, Alan, and you know, obviously Liam. It's not an option at the moment. I just make the music that I like, and hopefully other people will like it, and they obviously do.